Hey everybody, so if you've been following my channel for any extended period of time over the past couple of months, then you know that for a while now, or pretty much like I'm on to I think chapter 60 something, I have been doing a read through of the book After by Anna Todd leading up to the April 12th release of the new feature film adaptation. And today I wanted to just talk about the movie for a second. I have not seen the movie, so I cannot speak to, if the movie's good or not. But I wanted to talk about, stuff such as the rating. I wanted to talk about the trailer release. I wanted to talk about, just the marketing around this film. Now, if you've actually listened to any of my videos or if you've actually read the book, then you know that this book is very rated R. It is an R-rated book. There is no way around it. There are several sex scenes, there are several, racy sequences. So the big question that I have is that, again, if you look at all right, when I look at that trailer, because I got the teaser trailer, and when I went to go see Serenity today, spoiler review, coming up at some point. But when I went to go see Serenity today, one of the main reasons why I went back to go see that film is because I wanted to see if the after trailer would be attached to it. Because the first time I went to go see Serenity at one of my theaters, they had no idea what I was talking about. They, had never heard of the film. It was just not attached to Serenity when I saw it the first time. So I got the trailer today, and I've seen the trailer a couple of times now, or the teaser, I should say. And the first thought that kept dancing through my head, just kept running through my head, was this looks like the trailer for an R-rated movie. It looks like they're gonna go for the R, because there's no way that you can, do this without going for it, without actually going for an R. But the more that I think about it, especially because I'm seeing people like on Twitter saying, oh, this thing better not be rated R because then I'm going to have to ask my mom to go see it with me. I'm going to have to ask, my parents to go take me to go see it. And I don't think they're going to leave money on the table. But then the big question becomes, should they, tone down or, remove some of the impact of the book and some of the themes of the book, just to placate, like some, underage kid who may or may not get to see it. But then here comes the bigger thing. But when I look at that poster, the poster where you have Tessa, played by Josephine Langford, and Hardin Scott, played by Hardin Finds Tiffin. You have her pretty much like sitting on a desk. She's shirtless in like a bra or something, and he is shirtless like between her legs. That looks like an R-rated poster to me. Just for me personally, that looks like an R-rated poster. That looks like we are pretty much screaming that we are going for an R rating. Because if you're not going to go for an R rating and you put out a poster like that, you are begging for about 50 million other issues from parent groups, from conservative groups. That poster is probably never going to see the freaking light of day, in terms of like a general audience or a movie theater. I don't know if they're actually going to put up that poster. We'll see, though, because I think that we have, kind of progressed as a country that I could feasibly see a movie theater putting that up, but not without some controversy. So a lot of people have been screaming and yelling. And so before I even get to the marketing for this thing, or before I get to like the trailer discussion here, I'm half and half because I am, I will say to a certain degree, I am liking the book, all right? It's not like I'm being tortured, doing this read through. I am liking the book. But I can also see that this is a very R-rated book. And I don't think that the book should be, tampering down the themes. But then at the same time, I don't want, from a business decision, I don't want to see them leave money on the table and then potentially screw out a chunk of their audience. And I'm pretty sure that these are the discussions that they are having. But yeah, like I said, when I watched that trailer or that teaser in the theater, that looks like an R-rated movie to me. There are a couple of shots in that trailer that it's like, okay, that looks rated R. That looks like, yeah, you cannot get away with that in a PG-13 because let's face it. And here's a little insider baseball when it comes to the film ratings board. Let's just go ahead and get into the film ratings board. Is that you can show people getting mowed down and getting shot and killed and stabbed and eviscerated, and you can still either get an R, or as long as you don't show blood, you can get a PG-13. But you show even half of a sex scene, depending on how graphic you get. If you show, a certain amount of skin, if you show a breast, if you show a nipple, if you actually show a sex scene, you're already in, right at that, middle edge between 13 and R. And I think that just says more about the prudish nature of the MPAA. They got problems. I could make an entire video talking about the MPAA and their warped sense of priorities here. But yeah, they're definitely more skittish about sex than they are violence. But anyway, to talk about the trailer release, because a lot of people are screaming and yelling, when are we going to get the damn trailer? When are we going to get the damn trailer? Give us the damn trailer. Show me the damn trailer now. But here's the thing. They just released a film called Serenity with some of the biggest names on the planet. With Matthew McConaughey, Anne Hathaway, Jaimin Hansu, Diane Lane, Jason Clarke. I mean, they got a big name cast behind that film, and they barely marketed that film. Do you really think that they're gonna have like this bigger budget, kind of like throw their entire marketing weight behind, a no-name cast? But yeah, I don't want to discourage anybody. I do want to see another trailer for this thing, and of course, when they release the trailer, I will put up the video on my channel. But I will release my trailer reaction or review. We'll see if they decide to be dicks and copyright that shit. Because that's a funny way how these studios work. I'm not gonna blame them for the copyright, but yeah, that's like a really like a really funny way how this copyright shit works. So anyway, look, I'm not completely concerned about the fact that we haven't gotten a trailer. We still got 2 days left in January. They said it was gonna be here at the end of January, or be in January, so we still got about 2 days left. But yeah, I'm just saying, like, don't lose your shit. Don't freak out if we haven't gotten a trailer yet, because again, Avrion Pictures is just not a big enough studio that they can throw, like, it's not like, with Twilight or 50 Shades or The Hunger Games, where they got big studios behind them, where they can splurge, these God knows how much, a multi-million-dollar budget. Sometimes they just might not have the budget. But yeah, I have not seen a poster for After in any of my theaters, and I go to the movies pretty frequently. I have frequented pretty much every single theater in my town, other than the art house theater. I frequented pretty much like every theater in my town, and I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen one poster for this thing. I just got the teaser, like one random theater, in front of Serenity. I didn't get it at another one. And with that other one, it scared me even more because I've gotten to know, or at least to a certain degree, talk to the manager a little bit. And, she showed me, like this entire paper where they have like all the releases of the year that they may or may not get, and After was not on either the wide release side or the limited release side, so that kind of scared me a little bit. I got a little bit more, a little bit more, breathing easily when I got the teaser in front of Serenity when I saw it at another theater today. But now let's just talk about the critics. Like I said, this is gonna, just go like a wide range here of things. So yeah, let's just talk about the critical reaction for a minute. Let me go ahead and say right now, before all you afternators, start, screaming or pulling your hair out and, freaking out, like if the first reviews that come out are shitty. Now, let me put a big asterisk to this. You can start freaking out if there are fans, if there are hardcore, if the fans start screaming, yelling, crying, and saying like, oh my god, this is a piece of shit, then you can start freaking out. But if the critics hate it, don't immediately think, oh my god, they screwed this thing up. Oh my god, they messed up. Don't immediately start freaking out. So just, take a deep breath and let's just talk through this. Because let's face it, the critics, and I'm sorry to say this, are going to hate this movie. I am calling it right now. Given the dismissive way that I've seen some articles being written about this thing, I can tell that this is going to be another film like Twilight, 50 Shades, that the critics are just going to slaughter. So don't get discouraged. If you read the critics' reviews, don't immediately get don't immediately get discouraged. But if you see like fan reactions and they're they're just unanimous, going like, oh my god, they screwed it up, like, oh my god, this was terrible, then yes, then you can start, kind of getting a little hesitation. But don't immediately, jump to hesitation. Don't immediately start, bawling your eyes out or start freaking out because the critics start, slaughtering it, which I can already tell you that is exactly what they're going to do. I'm calling it right now. And yes, there may even be, and I can call it right now, and I'm not saying that the movie's going to be good. I'm not going to say it's going to be like the greatest thing since sliced bread. I'm not even going to say that it's going to win an Oscar because, trust me, it ain't. Nor is it being made to win. I don't want to make that sound like I'm being flippant about this film or just dismissing it. No, I'm not. I'm just going to say right now, this film is not being made to win Oscars. Let's just go ahead and get that out of the picture right now. So yeah, just like I said, just know that the critics are going to slaughter this thing. Just know that the trailer not being out yet is not really a cause of concern just yet. The only concern is just the fact that I wish that it had a bigger studio backing it. I wish the studio maybe had a little bit more money to splurge on like a big, promotional push. Because if you walk to anybody on the street today and say, hey, did you know that the new Matthew McConaughey, Anne Hathaway movie, was hit in theaters this last weekend? The majority of people are going to look at you and like, you crazy? Like, no, like, what are you talking about? And that's how little marketing they put behind a movie with big stars. So yeah, I am going to continue to do these read-throughs. I'm going to continue to talk about After on my channel. If anybody has a problem with that, I'm going to regret this, but you can go ahead and unsubscribe. I mean, because I'm going to continue to do this, all right? Because you know what? It might not be, the greatest thing since sliced bread, but you know what? The book is actually pretty decent. I'm not being tortured reading this thing. I'm not, trying to hold back the laughter. I'm not trying to, just like pull my hair out going like, oh, please let this be over soon. Like, no, I'm not doing that. Just, stick around with this channel. I will continue to talk about After, the upcoming After film adaptation. I'll let you guys know when there's a rating. I'll definitely put up a trailer reaction whenever it comes out. So you know what? Let's go ahead and jump down to those comment sections and let me know what you think. As always, thank you so much for watching. Remember to go ahead and click that like button. Remember to subscribe. Let's see just how much, this fandom can make this channel explode. Let's see how big you Afternators actually are. And you know what? I'll see you next time at the movies. Take care, Afternators.